Howdy everyone, Dan and Josh at the Acoustic Centre. Just with a quick one today, we want to talk about an incredible model from Collings which we've had in stock once before and it blew us away. We raved about it. We may have even filmed it in here at some point. It is the CW Indian Dreadnought from Collings Guitars. It is basically a Collings Dreadnought on steroids, Josh.
Yeah,
It's souped
true.
up to be the ultimate dread. We'll get into the finer points shortly, but first impressions, Joshy, what do you think?
Well, this is a very loud guitar, very big guitar. It's a Canon, you know. I always get very satisfied with big, bold sounding dreadnoughts. You just want to sit there whacking it really hard. You know?
The Collings Winfield, named after the Walnut Valley Festival in Winfield, Kansas.
Yes.
Not quite sure what the connection with Collings is there, but that's where the CW gets its name from. They've taken the standard Collings Dread and they've souped it up with an Adirondack spruce top, Adirondack bracing.
Wow.
And most notably probably is the enlarged soundhole.
Yes.
What do you reckon that does? More volume, more everything?
Well, that's a good question. I've read quite a lot about this actually, and no one actually knows. So no, that sounds really odd.
Yeah.
What the general consensus is that it adds clarity to the guitar. Yeah. So because I mean, in the end, most of the volume and projection of a guitar comes from here more so than the sound hole. You know. The sound hole is there to pump the air. You know, think of a guitar really is like an accordion in some ways. It's like a big air, you know, it's like a big bag of air that's pushing air, pumping air in and out of the body of the guitar. And that's how a guitar works really. So if I stop it from doing that, you can hear the muting effect. So there's no actual proper theory on what the bigger sound hole does, you know. It's definitely an aesthetic thing. We can talk about a number of other guitars, some very quite notably famous guitars that have the bigger sound hole in them. Some people say that originally when the guitars that these are based on, they had guitar holes in them because so much strumming over the years makes a shape that is no longer an oval. No longer a circle. So they just routed it out to be
To make it
a circle again, you know, and repaired guitars with longer tongues and so on and so forth. So I'm sure that there's some people who will say, this is exactly what it does. But it seems to be the consensus is that nobody really knows.
Good, I like those theories.
But what I will say is this is a pretty astonishing sounding guitar, you know. So whether it makes it bigger, bolder, richer, fuller, I'm not sure. This is just simply the sum of its parts of an incredible, well-crafted and artisan-crafted guitar by the people at Collings who know exactly how to build a good guitar.
Yeah.
You know?
Some super cool vintage-inspired specs. Vintage cut-through saddle, of course, forward-shifted bracing.
Yep.
Nut width on this one is 1 23/32, somewhere between a 1 11/16 and 1 3/4. Now,
Knowledge.
most Collings Dreads are a 1 11/16 nut width, which is on the narrower side. This is a tiny bit wider. That neck profile, there's something about Collings necks. The word perfect just comes to mind when I feel that neck. They call it a V, a modified V. It's like a half C, half V to me. It's just perfect. It's the most beautiful neck.
I'd love to actually go to Collings to see the way they shape their necks, you know, and how long it takes them. That again, you know, we talk about this every week. The tactile nature of building guitars. It's like, it's not a button. You don't push a couple of buttons and out pops a guitar. It's like everything is hands-on, you know. And so I love seeing that that someone has made this guitar or a team has made this guitar. But, you know, that's all been done by someone's hands-on abilities. You know? I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Dalmatian guard. Always love the Dalmatian guard. Herringbone binding, beautiful Ivoroid binding on the fretboard. It's a stunning guitar, and it sounds as good as, well, any Dread we've had in the shop all year.
The other thing, sometimes you think to yourself that a big guitar can only be hit hard and played loudly as well, but it's just not the case. When you start playing softly and dynamically on a guitar like this, still speaks in a beautiful way. So whoever gets this guitar, and I hope to hear the soundtracks they produce.
And Indian rosewood back and sides, which we didn't say. One of my favourite things, Joshy, is no markers on the fretboard.
Yeah, you are a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that
not
too.
Not a dot in sight.
Not a dot to be seen. But there are fret markers on the edge.
Yeah.
So you can still steer the guitar in the right direction.
That's about it. We just wanted to show you the CW Winfield from Collings because we absolutely love it, and it's back in stock. Only the second one we've ever had. Come in and check it out. Joshy, take us out with a few chords.